Hi, welcome back to my channel. Well, today's video is going to be slightly different and something related to beauty. This video kind of caught me off guard, and I was just scrolling and I came across it. But first, hi, I'm Alicia, i.e. Alicia J, the walking talking baby doll, and hopefully I'm here to give you a good day or a better day. Okay, so here's my other channel, just to remind you, in another place where you can find me with better, even longer form content as well, with other controversial topics. So let's just get right into the video, shall we? So I'm gonna let you watch these series of videos. I actually went back and did a little bit more deep diving, and I came across a video that goes along with it. But to briefly explain what this is about, it is a nail manicurist or a nail artist, right? And I've been getting back into doing nails and stuff and looking at nails, so I've been in that algorithm. This just happened to pop up. Completely different topic. She speaks to this client in particular. Her name is Chelsea. Chelsea. No, but her name is Chelsea, and yeah, just keep watching to listen more about the gossip that's gonna make you kind of clutch your pearls. And I just kind of wanted to talk about an important topic from listening to this lady's story.
2.5 months. All of that work of regrowing Chelsea's natural nails was thrown out the window because she went to a chop shop for a quick fix. Again, she's always so apologetic about it and says life is hectic and her husband hates when she comes here, lol. But a few weeks ago, she texted me saying she's coming and wants long nails for a wedding she's going to. She's been seeing me do dual forms and wanted to try, to which I specifically told her I'm still learning and it will take some time. She was more than fine with it, but guess who wasn't? Oh, this is my favorite part. You guessed it, her husband wasn't okay with it, okay? So here I was about 2 hours in and the phone call started. He kept asking for ETAs and telling her that she's fully wasting a work day on this. She has so much to do around the house and at work and with the kids, and I even have the phone calls recorded because I was recording and she asked me not to air them, so I won't, of course. I warned her I needed time, but at this point she was rushing me because he was rushing her. I honestly hated how these flowers turned out. I didn't have time to take end shots, so I drove to her and took these as she was leaving for the wedding. Chelsea came in with these literal pies on her nails after not seeing me for over 2 months, and do you want to know why? Ready for this? Her husband found the TikToks. You know, all the ones where we literally talk about him. His buddy's wife showed him the videos, my page, everything. And Chelsea told me she thought that they were friends, but clearly not. When he found out, he was fuming and told her that if she wanted him to stay in the marriage, she has to stop coming to me. Honestly, at this point, I'm surprised he himself didn't come tell me off. I would just love to have a sit down with him. How fun would that be? Anyways, during this break for me, she went to a salon that claims to offer Russian manicures, but they piled the hard gel on so thickly that it took me almost 40 minutes just to remove. Once she couldn't take it, she made an appointment with me without telling him. She said she really hopes he rewatched and actually listened to what we said and took it into consideration. And if and when he sees this, she said she'll cross that bridge when she gets to it, and with pretty nails, of course. Finally, Chelsea is back. So many of you have been messaging me for an update, and I'm sorry this took so long to upload, but she's back with 2 months worth of growth, absolutely no chips, just extremely long curved inward nails. To fix that, we decided to change her shape to almond, and because they grew out so nicely, I could make them more pointy, which is her preferred shape. Her nails needed some major work. I cleaned her crusties, and as many of you know, one of her middle fingers grows extremely crooked, so I had to fix that, and she let me this time. Oh, and by the way, we're doing a spring set today, telling you this because the rest of the video will be tea and unrelated to nails. The last time she came in, she told me her husband didn't like how long our appointments were because it takes time away from her being with the baby. During her appointment, she told me she put her foot down. She read all your comments and agreed that her nails are her me time and she's allowed to take time for herself to relax a bit. She's back to work now and she goes into the office every day but had to hire a babysitter because although her husband works from home, he can't watch the baby, which is understandable. He apparently got mad at her for wanting to go back to work. His assumption was that she'd be a stay-at-home mom, saying his salary is enough for both of them. But Chelsea said she's never depending on a man again.
Okay, so in the videos that you just watched about Chelsea and her life. The first video was the video that I had watched, and then the second video I discovered that much later. If you want to find this whole thing, you just have to type in Chelsea Nail Mart USA. Basically, I'm not gonna judge Chelsea, but I didn't really read the comments the first time or nothing like that. But if you go and read the comments, they kind of explain to you how Chelsea even got into this situation. I'm coming from a series, like I'm on the end of videos that she's done with this particular client. And by the way, I'm just using this video as an example. I am not trying to say like I know these people, I know if this is an actual person and an actual story that they're going to. For all we know, like it could just be a way to get in more views and stuff. But I'm just using this as an example. Okay. I don't know these folks, and I wish them well, a happy life. I don't know. So I just wanted to get that out the way for a minute. Like, this is just a case study type of thing. Not analyzing Chelsea, judging Chelsea and the situation that she's in or whatever. But reading the comments, okay, Chelsea doesn't seem to be completely innocent here. But that's just adding to this. That's not really what I wanted to talk about today. What I really wanted to talk about today is when you have spouses that keep you away from any type of beauty ritual, feminine rituals, or hobbies that get you in touch with your feminine side. Which was a video that I was supposed to be doing today, but it's not. This is. If someone is drawing you away from those things, it is a big, big red flag. I wouldn't even say that that's a yellow flag. That is a red. It can come off like a yellow flag, but trust me, it is a red flag. Now, I understand that he might not like that his reputation is being talked about readily on TikTok via his new wife, and we don't really know the motive of why these two women kind of put this out there. It could have been for other reasons, to help other women, or who knows, maybe they just feel comfortable doing it and talking about it. However, the husband is very uncomfortable, and he's telling her like he doesn't like her to get her nails done, is what I got from the first video that I watched. And she was going to a wedding, and it's kind of bizarre that, you know, a man would tell you what to do regarding like your own rituals that help you get in touch with your feminine essence, because that's not really something that he's accustomed to. That's not really something that he should know too much about. And it's not something that should really bother him as a secure man, centered man. And so the fact that a man may be doing this to you, I'm going to tell you exactly why. A man is doing that exactly to you to try to get you to decrease your value, decrease anybody seeing you, decrease any visibility, decrease your overall beauty and enhancement. Even if he found you that way, he doesn't want you to maintain these things, or he wants you to take on the role as a mom that just wears sweatpants or whatever. And this is a true story time. This happened to me, and I'm going to give you a good example on literally how this happens in a relationship, right? You'll notice over time. Okay, so like in my case, I like to do makeup. I'm not so much into hair and stuff, right? And so the person that I was seeing at the time, they knew I like to get my makeup done. Well, do my own makeup. They knew I like to do my own makeup. And the conflict would be, they would try to come, they would say, okay, I'm going to come and get you at so-and-so time. And like, let's say like it's like 3:30. I would make sure that I get up in a reasonable time, or doing whatever I was doing, and stop that and make sure that I was getting ready for like the date or the whatever. And in the beginning of the relationship, I could understand how a couple of times, the first couple of times of you telling a person like, hey, I like to do my beauty routine and stuff like that. I got to get all that together. So, I could look good for you too. It's mostly for me, but, if you want me to look, yum, yum, please let me do me, right? And this person, the first couple of times in a relationship, it's okay because I'm feeling you out, you feeling me out. We have different routines. We do things differently. Nothing wrong with that. But after like a fucking year or like 8 months, you're doing it on purpose at this point, right? Intentionally, I feel like. I really hate repeating myself. That's one thing I really hate. It's one of my biggest pet peeves. And people get really mad when you explode. And it's been a continual of you saying the same thing over and over again. But that's another discussion. So this person, right, they would call me and they would want to stay on the phone. That's another one. Want to stay on the phone, take up all my time on the phone, talking about them, their day, what they're doing, whatever. It would barely go into the conversation about myself. And I'm going to tell you why. The conversation would barely touch on me and things that I was doing, because every time I would speak, like openly and not too much like overthinking, or like you just freely kind of being myself, when I was tipping over into just being open, that person would find the smallest thing to criticize, bitch and moan and groan, or threaten to break up with me. Or I accepted a compliment from a older male, so and it could be anything. And if I slip up in the moment, he would take full advantage of that. And then that's the end of the conversation. We're not together anymore. He's lashing out at me, screaming at me on the phone, right? So that's one. That's one way of derailing you from your health routine, right? I mean, beauty, health, wellness, we could put it together at times, because the more you feel good and you're healthy internally, mentally and stuff like that, the more your beauty will shine, your aura will shine. Because now we're talking about like on a spiritual level as well of beauty, right? So when I say beauty, I don't just mean like physical aesthetics. I also mean like internal. Your health internally makes you beautiful. It makes you shine. And it makes you glow. And so people who want to manipulate you and feel like they want the upper hand in a relationship dynamic, they want more power and control, little things like this, make sure you catch it in the beginning, because it will add up and get bigger and bigger and bigger. So when it came to this individual coming to get me for dates and stuff like that at times, almost every single time, if they said, okay, I'm gonna come and pick you up at 3:30, this person would call me as they're leaving their place, right? And it wasn't ever enough to get off the phone. I would try to like give it like 5 minutes, get off the phone. It was never enough. And then that would be something that the person bitch, moan, and groan about too. Is, why are you trying to get off? They want me to talk to them more or whatever. Console their issues of their day and things like that, or whatever. Entertain them. It was annoying. When I'm doing my makeup, when I'm doing my beauty time, I don't need to be talking to a man. Okay, I don't need to be talking to anybody really, but if I had to talk to anybody, it would be like my homegirls or whatever, right? Or someone like that, or a friend. I don't need to talk to a man. Really, men don't even like to be present around like beauty routines really like that, unless you have a date. Like, I don't know, y'all go to a resort vacation and you have a spa type of thing where y'all both can get a massage at the same time and stuff like that. But men don't really like stuff like this. So it kind of weirds me out at times when heterosexual men know like the terms and everything regarding makeup, hair, whatever. That's always been a turn off for me. But it's 2:00. They calling me. I got an hour or so to get ready and stuff like I really want to. They calling me at 2 o'clock. They not doing nothing. They just lounging around talking because they already ready. Men, they barely have to do anything, get ready. He already ready, playing game or something like that, and he got to call me, stay on the phone with me for like another 30 minutes. If I'm able to get him off the phone, texting, still calling. And if you really pay attention, you could tell what type of person this is, but I'm not. I'm just going to leave that up for you to decide. With the phone games and things that they play in here. And so they would be texting me if they're not calling me on the phone. I've got makeup brushes in my hand. I got things I'm trying to do with my face, my eyebrows to precision the way I want to look. But because I'm being bombarded, my makeup started to get more sloppy, more messy in appearance. When I look back at certain photos and stuff, like I could see it, like my expertise, like where I'm at now could have been what it was back then if I had more time. So a person over consuming your time and saying like, oh, I need you, I miss you. You don't want to be around a person like that because they don't have an internal locus of control. They are scared to be by themselves. They have deep abandonment wounds that you cannot heal. That's up to that individual to heal. And so he had a lot of these things, but in my mind, I was just like, okay, he, maybe it's some things that's from his past, his childhood that, really affected him deeply. And I'm going to be patient about it. That's what I was going, which was a bad idea. I'm thinking he really cared. He really loved me a lot. That's why he's acting like this. It started to really get on my nerves. It started to feel like a clingy situation. He would arrive to where I was at about 3. Pick me up by 3, like at 3:30. 3:30. Okay? That don't necessarily mean 3:30 on the dot, but you show up like 30 minutes in advance. And when he would show up 30 minutes in advance, now all the little tough chups and stuff that I need to make, they're standing right there over your shoulder breathing by you or something like that. And you're like, can you go in the other room? Because I'm just trying to have like me time. And till this day, this person made it so this person did this to me to the point where till this day, I don't want nobody in the kitchen with me when I'm cooking, bumping elbows and shit with me in the kitchen. I do not want anybody in the, if I'm with people or with a group of girls or something like that, I have to be in a place where I could probably do my makeup like by myself, legit. Like I don't need people in the bathroom with me and shit like that. Till this day, I can't stand it. I can't stand it because the longer I was with this individual, it's like they got worse and worse and worse with it. And it was very disrespectful. Early on in the beginning of the relationship, they would get so kind of like chaotic to the point where if I was at work or something, they were like constant text messages, right? And if they forgot or they pretend they forgot that I told them like, oh, I'm gonna have work at this time, they started showing up to my work and being like, oh my, like, why aren't you answering the phone? And why aren't you like, it was always this like super provision of if I don't have your time, then you're spending time doing something wrong or you're cheating on me or something like this. So very insecure individual. And listening to this woman's story and the story that I just told you, I just wanted to put it out there for women to understand that when a man has kind of like got you where he wants you and he's trying to mold you into things, he will tell you certain things as well, like, oh, the natural beauty. Oh, we could go on and on about the natural beauty thing, and what that really means and decoding that. Put it in the comments if you want me to talk about that too. A man is trying to chip away. Even if you're what you call a natural beauty, it doesn't matter. He will slowly chip away clear polish. You don't need clear polish. What you need that for? He'll either say it in a very try to make it positive. Like, oh no, you're so pretty. Your nails are so pretty. You don't need polish, sweetheart. Or he will start to turn it into like oh, that's meaningless, that's costing too much money, or whatever. Like the guy mentioned, her husband mentioned, send me the ETAs or whatever. Like while she's getting her nails done, like she could pick up a phone and do that anyways. But that's all of that's controlling behavior, is modeling behavior, is trying to turn you into somebody that you're not, is trying to make you fall off your game, and it's very devious. A very insecure person to do something like that, okay? And I just want you to know that if a man is doing these things, it is not healthy. It is not a healthy relationship at all. And if you catch it from the beginning, please, please, please don't second guess yourself and say, oh, maybe this person, like, you know, they just went through some things, kind of change how they think differently than other folks, or they just get out of it. Just get out of it as soon as you can. As soon as somebody acts like they have to pick what type of food you're going to eat at the restaurant, they have to pick everything out for you and shit like that. That's weird. All that's weird. You don't need somebody that's your dad. You already had a dad, okay? So it's sad that this woman can't even get her nails done, and now that he has a hatred towards the tech, he's going to put it out on both of them, to where this lady's not coming back to get her nails done like months at a time. Like, it's that bad. He can triangulate the nail tech and be like, oh, she's just making me look like the bad guy here. And I'm not saying that Miss Chelsea is not doing things that, you know, can fuel to the relationship, because it's a relationship, okay? Everything you do is not innocent. Everything they do is not innocent either. But it's like this type of behavior can turn into abuse, and it's not healthy, okay? I mean, it would be to the point where this person, if you were never a type of person who leave the house in pajamas or anything like this person will want you to reflect how they do things. Or they'd be like, why you care about getting dressed up, or why you care about getting dolled up and stuff like that? It's only supposed to be for me, type of thing or something. And you're like, that's how it was before. And men have this thing where it's like they want to take the prettiest bird, then clip the wings, and then put it in a cage, then keep it in the house, don't let it see no sunlight. It's kind of like, well, why don't you get something that a plant or something that don't need the sunlight then? Why don't you get something that you can't just completely terrorize from the inside out, or completely manipulate, change it from the inside out? Why don't you just let it be free and admire it from afar then? That's just human nature, I think. But yeah, if you allow a person to do this to you, you'll look in the mirror and be a shell of a person that you never used to be. And also, don't be surprised if other people in social circles or places where you go with this person, don't be surprised if those people around you, because you're off your A game, don't be surprised if those people look at you like, ooh, why is she wearing pajamas in Walmart? That's tacky, that's nasty. Why is she giving holes in the shirts and only wears sweatpants, and she's not working out, or why she used to look like that? Don't be surprised that you kind of feel that energy from other people passing by, and then look at the person. If there's like reflected windows, like when you go to the Frozen section, look at the reflection of that person's face and see if they heard what the other individual was thinking, or if they were looking at you like, that don't look too nice. She don't look too good like that. Be cautious. See if you can look at their face and they don't even know you're looking, and you'll be surprised sometimes. You'll see a smirk, and that's what happens. That's what can happen potentially if you let someone like still siphon your energy in this way, because they can do that too. So yep, definitely comment, like, and subscribe. Tell me your thoughts. Have you gone through anything like this? Do you like my little story time in the mix as a good example? And yeah, catch you on the next one.
The way I've been holding this in for 9 months is beyond me, but some of you guessed it, she was pregnant, and I can finally tell you guys that she gave birth to a beautiful baby girl. So the last time she came in was in February, and then she cheated on me for this set that I just removed, and now she's back. Given the circumstances, I get she's busy, and sitting for 2 hours at 8 months pregnant is also not ideal. She came into this appointment at 9 months pregnant, and if I'm not mistaken, she did the same thing last time. She's been running around and has not had time to do her nails, but knew she wanted them short, cute, and simple, so I tried to deliver that. And I tried to be quick just in case, okay? Girl has to have nice nails. So anyway, I hope all the dots are connecting for you. Her and hubby knew she was pregnant, made one final trip before not being able to travel for a while with 2 under 2, and of course are trying to make it work and might even start marriage counseling. She actually saw Luisa's video and wanted the same exact chrome. And here is the cutest video of her nails that she sent me.